Hey friends, welcome back to Walt Disney World, where I talk about all things Disney pins, Disney merch, and whatever else Disney I can think of. And today it is a whatever else Disney I can think of because I'm going to do a 10 question Walt Disney World tag. So let's get started. So I got this tag from my friend Nikki, and she's over at Nikki in Wonderland on YouTube and Instagram. Excuse me. I'll link her channel below. Go check her out. I don't think she's posting quite as much right now, but she has some cute videos and lots of good content. So check it out. All right, so this is Walt Disney World specific, which is good because that's the one I have the most experience with. The first question is, what is your favorite Walt Disney World land? And I'm going to say that is specific to Magic Kingdom because I don't know that all the parks are really land-based. I mean, I guess they kind of are, but we're going to go with Magic Kingdom. And this one's hard for me because I feel like I'm pulled between multiple lands because of specific things I like about each of them. But overall, I think Frontierland is my favorite. I love the Country Bears. I love Big Thunder Mountain. I love that like Old West kind of feel along the walkway there. I like Splash Mountain. I usually ride it. I'm actually super excited about the redo that they're gonna do for Princess and the Frog. I think it'll be fun. I think it is gonna be weird. I guess since Magic Kingdom doesn't have a New Orleans Square, it won't feel like super out of place. But I don't think that Princess and the Frog necessarily fits in Frontierland, but I still think it'll be a fun ride, and the exterior should still fit, hopefully. But anyway, so that is my favorite land overall. I think Adventureland is a close second, and then maybe Liberty Square, Tomorrowland, no, Main Street, and then Tomorrowland, and then Fantasyland. So yeah, Fantasyland's fine, it's just not for me. It's for my daughter. So okay, so second question is, what is your favorite Walt Disney World attraction? This one's easy for me. I think, yeah, I'm still like, my mind immediately goes to Magic Kingdom. So Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride. And I think even among the other parks, Haunted Mansion would still be my favorite. So I'm going with that. The reason is specifically tied to a memory I have of riding it with my grandfather in Disneyland when I was a kid. So that just always kind of stuck with me and made me like the ride because it reminds me of him. So, and it's also a really fun ride, and like in a weird way, it's fun. It's like creepy, but also fun. Okay, number 3, what is your favorite Walt Disney World Resort? This one's pretty easy for me. So we've only stayed there once, but the Polynesian, we rented DVC points and that made it affordable for us. It's really not affordable otherwise. Sometimes we will splurge on, well, pretty much every trip we splurge on a deluxe. We shouldn't, but we do. We'll just, you know, if we want to stay deluxe and we don't get like a great deal, usually I'm able to get a pretty good annual pass holder rate for these places. The Polynesian, Contemporary, and Grand Floridian, I really don't ever see super good rates for those. The Epcot area resorts I can usually get better AP discounts for, so that's usually where we stay. But if I could get good pass holder rates for the Poly, that is for sure where I would stay. We absolutely love staying in the DVC rooms. We could walk to the TTC and get on the monorail to Epcot, or we could walk to the Grand Ceremonial House and get on the get on the monorail to Magic Kingdom. It was just perfect. It was the best of both worlds. Yeah, it was just perfect. So hopefully we'll get to stay at the Poly again. I do think we'll splurge on it again when our daughter is a little bit older, because I think she would really like it. She would like the pool area. She would like being so close to Magic Kingdom. So that's in the plans. I definitely want to wait till the monorail is back open through there, because that's one of the major benefits. So yeah, that's my favorite. Okay, number 4, what is your first memory at Walt Disney World? Okay, so this, for some reason, I don't know why I remember this, because I've mentioned before, I have a terrible memory. But when we went on our honeymoon, neither of us had ever been. I specifically remember walking into Port Orleans French Quarter and it's not even a like super fancy lobby, but I just remember being like, wow, because it's just so themed and it smelled really good. But yeah, I just remember being like really taken with the theming in the lobby there when we walked in. So I feel like that kind of sealed the deal for me. From there on out, I was like, this place is amazing and I'm gonna come here multiple times a year for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's my first memory from Walt Disney World. And so we haven't stayed at French Quarter again since the honeymoon, but I would really like to stay there again someday because I really liked it and have that special connection. So number 5 is, what is your favorite memory at Walt Disney World? This one's really hard. Also, I didn't really like think about these questions beforehand because I know I would sit down and overthink every one of them. So I wanted to just kind of do it on the fly here. So favorite memory, I think I'm gonna go with our dinner at Victoria and Albert's because it was such a like once in a lifetime or once every several years kind of experience, and it felt really special. So and it was just it was such an elevated experience to what we normally have. And we normally have really good memory or really good experiences at Disney World. So it was just that much grander. That was a pun because it's at the Grand Floridian. Anyway, so I would say that's my favorite memory. Probably a close second would be when I went with my friends and we got upgraded from Coronado Springs to the Grand Floridian. So that was pretty fun, being able, I actually knew a couple of days ahead of time and then I didn't tell them about it until we were like driving there. And they were like, where are we going? Why are we going to Magic Kingdom already? We're supposed to go to our resort. And then Libby, my friend Libby, figured it out first because she's more familiar with the resorts. And I'm pretty sure that the person at the ticket thing was like, ooh, Grand Floridian. And they were like, what? So that would be a close second. But yeah, Victoria and Albert's was pretty outstanding and something I will never forget. And I would say never repeat, but my husband is already asking when we're gonna go again, even though he's the one that paid the bill and saw how crazy expensive it is, but he wants to do it again. So someday, hopefully they'll reopen at some point. Tell us a moment you were pixie dusted at Walt Disney World. Okay, well, I've actually already ruined that one because I would say when we got upgraded from Coronado Springs to Grand Floridian was the biggest pixie dust we've ever gotten. And also, I want to say, I've seen other people say that. So apparently Coronado Springs overbooks a lot and they have to move people to the Grand Floridian. So if you ever want to roll the dice there, I mean, try it out. Ours was a short stay. I think that usually, the times we've been upgraded have been short stays, like 1 or 2 nights. So I'm not sure if that makes a difference if they pick shorter ones to do because they're not losing as much total value, or I don't know, you're not gaining as much total value. They're not losing as much money. I mean, they're not losing money by upgrading you, I don't think, but I kind of doubt they pay their housekeeping staff more or other staff more at the bigger resorts. But anyway, that's a rabbit hole we're not going to go down. Okay, number 7. What is the best meal you have ever eaten at Walt Disney World? Wow, I've ruined this one too already. So obviously Victoria and Albert's because it was amazing. Best food ever. Just an experience on top of being really good food. It was an amazing experience. The next best meal, since I already talked about Victoria and Albert's, I'll say was Yaleo in Disney Springs. We did that probably 2 years ago this fall. It was a relatively new place at the time. It was amazing. And my husband still talks about it. He did like the, however many courses. It was like a sampler menu kind of thing. I just ordered a couple of small plates. His food was better than my food. So if you go there, I would recommend doing one of the like pre-done, course meals they have because they pick the absolute best stuff to go in those. It was really, really good. So that was the best meal. Number 8 is, what is one thing you never go to Walt Disney World without? I mean, there's a lot of things, but for sure I never go without my camera. I guess that's the easiest thing for me to say since I take a lot of photos while I'm there. Obviously, I take pictures of the shirts that I sell while I'm there. You can see them behind me in the rows. So I usually wear one of my own shirts every day and get pictures for my Instagram. Favorite Deputy, by the way, if you haven't seen it, Favorite Deputy Co on Instagram, and then just favoritedeputy.com is my website. So yeah, I always have to have my camera, and I do take a lot of pictures with my iPhone, but it is nice to have a real camera, particularly if I want to take something really quick. It's hanging around my shoulder. I just whip it up, take a picture, instead of having to pull my phone out of my pocket, get the camera app up, and then I can also bring like a zoom lens if I want to take pictures of parades or shows or something like that. So yeah, I would say my camera. Also, one thing I don't leave without maybe would be like Tylenol, a leave, something, because you are on your feet so much at the parks. Usually, unless you are like really active in your daily life, you're probably going to be on your feet a lot more than you're used to, so they're going to hurt. I remember back in the day, I was just like shocked at how much my feet hurt every morning. And now that I'm in my 30s, my feet hurt that bad every morning, so it doesn't matter. It's not as shocking. So, but I do try to take some like Aleve or Tylenol at the beginning of every day just to kind of help them not hurt so much, because I don't want to like not enjoy the day. I think there's a fine line between using that stuff to kind of like ease your discomfort and using it to mask a problem. Like if you have a legit like foot injury and you're trying to still walk at Disney parks, like don't use the Aleve and try to ignore it. But I just say that because I know it's easy to overdo it if you're using anti-inflammatories and not noticing when something's really wrong. Why am I rambling about this? You don't need my advice about your foot pain. Anyway, yes, so always take my Aleve. I usually take some kind of cold medicine because we used to always start getting a cold towards the end of our trips because, you know, you're exposed to so many germs and all that. Now it's not as big of a deal because you're wearing masks everywhere and not breathing in everyone's cold germs. So and plus if you get a cold down there now, it's like, well, you're not going to go to the parks anyway. So, all right, so that is some things I always take. What is your favorite thing? This is number 9. What is your favorite thing to do at Walt Disney World that is not in a theme park? Ooh, well, eat, duh. I mean, that's kind of one of our favorite things about going down there is eating at all the different restaurants. So I would say eat, particularly at Disney Springs. We like to go there and try the different restaurants, little snack carts, things like that. So eating. This is number 10. I don't know why I keep forgetting to say the number. What is one piece of advice you would give to someone visiting Walt Disney World for the first time? Save up for a year. Seriously, it's so expensive and it's getting more and more expensive every day. I feel like especially this year, there's just been so many things that have been benefits taken away and added as add-ons. So like to get the same experience you had 5 years ago, you have to buy all these add-ons. And it adds up. It's a lot of money. So yeah, save your money up, plan super far in advance. You don't have to like book everything super far in advance, but start thinking about like what you might want to do, how much money you need to save, budget, because otherwise you're going to get down there and you're gonna be like, oh, I don't really want to do this because I don't need to spend the money. And that's not how you want to spend vacation. I mean, if you know yourself and you know you're going to go down there and you're going to see all the cool t-shirts and all the cool stuffed animals and collectibles and you're going to want to buy them, go ahead and save the money up and budget for it, because you don't want to be like overspending, and you also don't want to be disappointed and sad that you can't buy the things that you like. So if you can, save up so that you can afford to do the things that you really want to do. And then we value a nice sit down meal, so we budget for that. Now, I do like souvenirs. I mean, obviously I have a YouTube channel that's like about Disney merch and pins, but if you've noticed, I haven't really gotten very many lately. That's why my videos have been so spread out, because I just don't want to spend the money on them right now, and that's just the season of life I'm in, and it's fine. You know, if you're in that season of life, then it's fine. Don't feel bad about not buying all the merch. You don't have to. If it's not important to you right now, don't do it. So Spend your money on the things that are important to you, like food. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna stop rambling now. That was the end. Thank you, Nikki, for this tag. Anybody else that wants to do it, I would love to hear your answers. I think it's always fun hearing what other people do on their Disney vacations and how they like to spend their time and their money down there. So yeah, other things to talk about. I don't really have anything. I should have a couple of pins coming that were picked up or are getting picked up for me. So that'll probably be my next video. And then I have a couple of like small shop pins that I've gotten that I'd like to show you as well. I'm gonna stop rambling now and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.